There needs to be a lot more tyre smoke on it.
Hello there and welcome to today's episode of Game Changers. We start today in the shed, but that's not the only place that we're going to be going today. So we're going to be going somewhere else later in the day, but I just thought I'd give a bit of an update on my car, which seems to be, like Ryan thought that Dave's car was the awkward one, but my car seems to be the new awkward. It's awkward-er. The problem that we're having at the moment, which we kind of briefly said on the other episode, was the clutch pedal. So Ryan's got everything else mounted, gear stick mounted, handbrake mounted, and now you're on the troublesome clutch. Essentially, we obviously, just a brief background, we couldn't run the original clutch because of the way that the engine sits, and it's now been welded up, so that's, the fate has been sealed for that. The cylinder was coming out and knocking on that. So we have a Wilwood clutch pedal, and the cylinder goes on the inside, like so. But there's a big but.
We have to put this on the left side of the steering column. So by putting it on the left side of the steering column, your clutch pedal is like way over to the left.
Because that's the standard mounting point of the original clutch pedal. But as you can see, it has a big kink in it. So obviously it's to kink around the steering column.
Yeah, so I think the best thing to do is I'm going to mount this where it has to go, where it has good space and you can get at it, and then we'll probably take off this arm and make a new pedal, new arm to fit inside it.
Which is somewhat frustrating because we got this shipped in from America. It's a little bit pricey for what it is, and now we're going to use this
and that little piece there. I think it's one of them things where I need to go away from it, think about it, do something else and come back to it, and I'll be like, eureka!
That's a great idea!
That is where Ryan is at with my car. Obviously all the rest of the cars are kind of stopped at the moment with the Sora and my car, and the garage is a tip, which I'm sure is making Ryan's OCD horrendous. Okay, so for the rest of the day, seeing as these builds are kind of getting to the point where we can start building them back up, Darren down at Group D, he has the majority of the parts that we need to build them back up with the fuel tanks and everything like that to put the cars back together. So me and Dave are going to take a road trip down to Darren and pick the rest of the pieces to the puzzle.
What's up guys, I'm jumping in and give a big shout out to one of our partners here at Drift Games, one of the teams behind the teams, which is Link ECU. Now this is the new G4X from Link ECU. This is what will be going into both of our new drift cars. This is the greatest thing that you can put into your performance car or drift car. Look, Josh built an engine, a 1.6 stock block MX-5 running 310 horsepower, and on the first day it was about to blow up like everyone would. But this little baby basically said there's something wrong here and shut the car down. Well, at least we have an ECU that can figure that out. So smoke your tires, not your engine. Get onto the Link ECU website, check out their G4X range if it's available for your road car or your drift car, and join us on track and stay on track with Link ECU.
Okay, so Dave has arrived, ready for the trip.
I don't know why I'm carrying my bag. This is not how you carry a bag.
That's not even like one strap.
Another little trip, Josh.
Have you got the list?
We've got the list. So we are going to go collect parts from Group D. Darren and the guys down there have got more of our parts in, but also we've got some very tasty upgrades to some of the cars that we didn't show in previous vlogs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for a road trip. We're going to collect parts. We're going to look at really, really cool cars. And that's pretty much it. That's all we really want from this vlog. We just want to look at cool cars, get cool parts, and drive around in the Golf van.
That's what we're qualified for at the moment.
That's all we really are qualified for.
We can't go too wrong with this now.
Yeah, we're going to go down to Darren. He's going to tell us we're idiots again for about 2 hours, so prepare yourselves for that. So we've just arrived at Group D. It's not raining, but but it's dark. So in Ireland it's either raining or it's dark. One or the other for the last 2 or 3 weeks. But the guys are working away inside. We're going to go in. We've got some new parts. I can't wait to see them. More pieces of the puzzle ready to go. We are here in Group D. There's Darren. Hello, Darren.
Do I have to wear a mask,
That's the gist.
I have a huge dilemma. It's tea or mask.
I had to come straight down and look at this. I presume these are parts, but I'm not going to look at them just yet. We'll go through the parts that we are collecting here, but my good God, does your Audi look like an old crazy Batmobile rally car lunatic right now. First of all, if you guys are tuning in, we actually haven't spoken about this car before. So this has been in the works for quite some time, Darren.
No.
This is like one of the, those old men that are in the shed for 25 years building the Mini. This is kind of like the other extreme of that.
It's like having a child. No, like I've kind of raised it this far, and there's a lot left to go. Like it is like that's as close as I can get.
How close is it to actually being done?
It's amazingly close.
Wasn't it amazingly close like 3 years ago?
Yes, it's still. It's now amazingly close, but a different colour.
It's changed colour more times than it's had engines.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into it, let's do a brief overview of the car, because we obviously know the car. Some of you guys are new to the channel, you might not know the car. This is going to be a drift car, in case, first of all, people think it's going to be a rally car. It's going to be a drift car. It started life as an Audi Quattro.
A coupe, yeah.
So the S1, which is what this car is sort of based on,
Correct.
is a very short wheelbase kind of job.
Correct.
This one actually looks much longer than one.
It is, yeah.
So what you've had to do is take that car and then sort of extend the panels of an S1. Is that what you've done?
Yeah, so those 2 quarters are extended S1 quarters. So I think there's 11 inches in it. I used to know for sure. But
It was many years ago.
Many years ago.
There's one part of the car that looks like it came off the Batmobile.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Batmobile.
There's no rally car that I've ever seen with this on it.
Well, technically, you're kind of correct and yet incorrect. So the Pikes Peak,
Pretty much my story of my life, Darren.
Pikes Peak Quattro had a very similar wing, and that's what we've modelled this off of.
So this is you built this from scratch.
Yeah, so much. Well, kind of. So much, in fact, that these are the genuine Pikes Peak shape. So I bought the in plates from a company in Germany, which are very expensive, because it had to be the correct shape. Taking a go off of a picture or something, it's just never going to be right. So it had to be right, and then you create the 4, and then what we actually did was three of these. So this and this is what the Group B car had. So we bought 3 of these, and then we chopped them up, cut them up, bracket them. Blah, 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 blah.
So you ended up with sort of a Pikes Peak wing on a extended sort of S1 kit and then you started the fabrication process on the car. So I'm going to try and start.
It looks like he's finished the fabrication process.
The one thing
the Pikes Peak car, if you just finish on it, it actually has slightly different wings, which you won't notice. But then it has a horrific aerofoil that sticks out the front. A really 80s kind of thing that doesn't look. It looks like you just took one off a Formula 1 car and you made 2 brackets and you bolted it on in front of the car. It's horrific looking. So my thing was to do the nice front with the nice rear.
So bonnet wise, is this the way the vents come on them, or is this something that you?
That's the rally car, yeah.
That's the rally. So that's all I'm saying. So
And the bulges are for the extended shock tower.
not that we want to give it too much emphasis that there is no engine, but I wanted to show that there is the fabrication of this car is actually done.
Yeah.
So the engine that's going in this car is a Audi engine.
5-cylinder, correct, yeah. So it's a Group B rally car head, so 20 valve, 5-cylinder, but it's a TDI 2.5 TDI block originally from an Audi A6 wheel set, and then you have to modify the block in all sorts of stupid ways, to make the head go on it. And then not only was that awkward enough, but we've a 100mm stroke crankshaft gone into it, custom rods, custom pistons, custom valves, springs, cams, you name it.
A lot of things.
And
Ridiculous.
how much power will it make when it's done compared to the Group B rally car?
Oh well, it's all over a Group B rally car. Like, I mean, it's.
How much were the Group B rally cars? How much horsepower are they?
I mean, if they made 5, maybe they were doing well, you know. But I'm hoping to make 7. Like.
700 horsepower, and it's going to sound like the Group B rally
Well,
car
this is going
essentially.
to be 2.7, and they were 2.2.
Okay.
So you have a half a litre to play with, and plus you have 40 years almost, which is scary, of technology.
Yeah.
So what's available to us now is.
So that's what I was just about to bring on to, is that obviously you're not going to use 80s suspension and technology in a drift car. So
Audi subframe, Nissan rack coming out where the front Quattro shafts used to come out. You can see the gap in the chassis, like where the drive shafts used to come out. And then the rack has to go over the control arms because it's an A-arm. And they made to a Sylvia hub and a Sylvia shock using the Audi lower control arm.
So what you're actually saying is that when we sit in our shed and go, oh, we're really working around some unusual problems with our builds. Yeah. Then again, Josh, we gave ourselves 150 days to complete it, not 600,472 hours.
Yeah, but you got a loan for 100 grand, which I didn't. So that makes a huge difference.
To be fair,
to be fair,
we did. So the wheels, I have to get to the wheels because they're new. They're a new look for the car. These are work wheels, Meister M1s, which are period correct or look quite period correct, quite of that 80s style with a bit of jazz. Wow, it looks amazing from the back, Josh.
The back is unbelievable.
Like if you take that in, it's like you can sort of see where the original car ends and the madness begins. We will see it make smoke and drift at some point in the near future.
You will. I mean, this is my competition car, and this is just an event in itself. Basically.
Yeah.
You know, it's
So
not built.
this is kind of the dream car.
Yeah.
This is the business end.
This is, yeah. I mean, this car, no matter how much we do to it or how much sexy stuff we put on it, it's never going to beat this car.
Can I just ask one quick question about your comp car? So, the bad thing is I've already been told I can't do this, but I've noticed in the back of yours, on the inside, you've cut out literally every single bit of inner and outer skin.
Yeah.
Is that not bad for weight distribution?
It depends on what engine you use, really. For a 2J, it's very difficult to do what we've done because when you get to these cars, basically from your arse forward, you can't remove stuff. Everything has a purpose. From your arse back, you can remove loads of but you actually take a step backwards because you're just reducing weight in the rear, and you actually end up with less grip because you've made it so nose heavy. With an SR, you are in a good position because it's not a heavy engine.
Well, the other thing I'm starting to say is, where's the balance with weight? Because obviously you need weight to get power down, but then where does it become too light so you can't get the power down?
It's your front to rear distribution is what you're getting at, you know. Now this is all dependent on what tire you have and what shocks you have. You're relying on your tire more than anything. If you go too nose heavy, yes, you will have less grip. But the car will be nicer to drive. You might be delighted with it. You might go, oh, the car's too nose heavy, let's put a lot of weight in the rear. Then you might drive the car and go, oh, I don't like this, go back.
Okay, let's go look at our parts before Josh gets carried away and then tells Ryan he needs to take the whole back end of his car out and we're running out of time. So, here we have down a pile of parts. This is more parts than I thought we would.
This is more than we came down for, technically.
Yeah, now we did have a chat with Darren on the phone and we said, yeah, we do need them. And then Darren, of course, what he is like that guy in the back of your head going, but you totally forgot about this and you haven't even thought about that. And every time he says that, I go, you're absolutely right. I did completely forget about that. And
Smiling.
He's
Smiling, I'm not here.
he's a good salesman.
So, what we have is, we've checked these out on the previous episodes. We have our 2 fuel tanks. I'm not going to unpack them because Josh, you can put in a shot of them for the last day. Now, what we have here is wheel nuts. Josh, add some exhaust wrap because your car manifold is very close to the bodywork wrap.
Yes.
To also stop that being an issue, Darren.
This is the fancy stuff
This
now.
is the fancy stuff now.
See, Darren just says, "Want some gold tape?" Absolutely.
Gold! Yeah, so this is for heat dissipation. Is that the right word? Also,
Body
it's
wash.
a beautiful tan, as you can see on Darren's face there. Just a nice little tan.
I was gonna say the light will.
Just nice little.
It's like a gold light.
Exhaust.
For the first time, my car is not going to be a problem.
This is the bit where Mondello goes, yay! We're trying to quieten the cars down. So we're using these short Silencers, because room is not massive in either car, so we're using those, but they should be
wheel nuts.
they should be pretty effective, Darren, those silencers though, right?
Yeah, we're surprised with how good they are. Like a 2J, 700 horsepower 2J with one of them is sufficient to go to Mandela, so it's surprising.
5 decibels, if any of you guys are wondering what we're trying to aim. We have to aim for 105 below or 105. So 2 for mine, because it's a big noisy V8 with a cam, and 1 for yours.
These for free.
Oh, so this is quite jazzy. So these things are going to go up on our roll cages, and basically our steering wheel, which you'll have seen in the last previous episode, we were here with all of our controls on it. Obviously, normally you can take a steering wheel off and just put it in the passenger seat or whatever you do with it, but because ours has a cable, we need somewhere to put it. And Darren cleverly thought, put it up onto the cage. Job done. We wanted to get a nice TRS harnesses. We got nice color because the cars are painted silver on the inside. The seats are black. I kind of felt going with the silver theme would be really clean on the inside. Yeah, same color as the car. So silver harnesses, black seats, everything would just be all matching in the car. So when you got a choice of colors, I thought they were the right. They're 6 points, so they're basically the harnesses that are regular. You need them in every championship, so make yourself nice and safe. So that is our kind of haul. Now, Josh, you got one more purple thing.
And the unfortunate about this is not actually, you're not going to see the purple. So Dave is a rough man on the clutch, and the clutch that was on the engine was gone. So you're going to have to say more about this because I don't even know what it is. This is a purple clutch.
So it's an extreme twin plate, 230mm, which takes an awful lot of abuse. It's SR20 fitment for you, but it has GM 26 spline input shaft for the same sonus.
Which we luckily have from the Mustang.
Yeah, so you've got the strongest thing you could possibly, you will never have a touch issue.
We got that on camera,
Yeah,
so I mean...
So we have now got a lot more pieces of the puzzle. When you're building a car, you start with the big things. So we start with the engine, you start with the ECU, you start with your big things, the panels, the wheels, the fabrication. But we're now, I like the fact that we're coming to the point where it's the smaller stuff, because that means to me that we're getting closer to the end of the project. So basically the smaller the stuff coming in, and I know we still have 2 crates from HGK to come from my car, but that's all in one go. So this sort of little small stuff means that we can tip away a little bits on the car, getting them right. Oh, there was something else I forgot to show you.
Oh yeah. Doorbell protector.
This was the easiest sale I think he's ever done.
I think
This was literally...
he went, wouldn't it be nice if you had something that could just go in your door bars so you didn't scuff all the nice paint and fabrication? And I went, what, like a completely perfectly shaped piece of carbon?
Genuine carbon?
Genuine carbon. Because having very lightweight covers for your doors is very important. Very important.
You're removing all the material from the rear of the car, you can't put it back in.
We can save over A, doing nothing, and B, putting some tape on it. So yeah, we've saved a lot of that. But we actually think this will complement the interior of the cars. So we've got a lot of carbon going on in these cars, which I'm pretty hyped about. So thank you very much, Darren. We still have a few bits and pieces, nothing major to wait on. We have 2 electronic fire extinguisher systems, and we're going to run those electronically because they're running on their own little circuit, and they're very tidy. And basically we want to keep it like neat and tidy in the car without stuff going all over the place and lots of cords and stuff. So with a car with so much technology from Link ECU, from Darren and from Bob in Motorsport 56, it kind of seemed a bit strange if we put in like a load of mechanical pull cords. So we said let's do it all electrical, just to... The idea here, guys, is to future-proof the cars. We're putting really high-quality stuff into the cars. It may seem like we're being overly fancy, and of course we are, but the most important thing we can do is have the cars future-proofed. So let's get all this stuff into the Golf, which is a lot more than I thought we were collecting today.
What did we come down for?
I think the Golf's going to
the
be...
fuel tanks and the harnesses almost.
Yeah, and now we're going to have the Golf, I'd say, it'll be under pressure getting back down the motorway. But thank you so much, Darren. Really appreciate the help, and most importantly, appreciate the knowledge, because obviously we're learning as we go. You've done so many builds in here across everything else. You're able to find the right products for us, and if you guys want to build a drift car, build a road car, build a performance car, you may be able to go online and press a button and get something, but it might not be the right thing. So give the guys here at Group D a call. At least they'll steer you in the right direction, and stop what we've often done in the past, is buying the wrong thing for a lot of money when you could just have one conversation. And it's a small company, Darren, here, so you guys are quite personal with your customers. You want to make sure that they get everything. So thank you so much for all of your support on this. So yeah, let's pack it up and hit the road.
Here at Drift Games, we absolutely love online drifting. But more importantly, for you guys watching at home, we want to get you in the game as well. So we've partnered up with digitalmotorsports.com, Ireland's first online sim store, who are experts in everything when it comes to online drifting. And they're going to give you guys a full free sim rig at the end of this series. Now, I know you want to know how do you win, but it's quite simple. Every single episode of Games Changers, we're going to release a letter. It looks a bit like this. And that letter will form a sentence. And at the end of the series, the first person who can put that full sentence together correctly wins a full simulator. Now that's not bad going.
Hello.
Hello, man.
How are we?
I'm good. I'm also knocked in for Josh. They were in
Surprise,
Darren's very
surprise.
late. Yes, surprise, surprise. They were in Darren's very late yesterday, so they slept it out. So we are now picking up the pieces because our new merch has arrived. So we're going to try to do a little bit of a photo shoot. We've got a 350 over here, one of our Drift Games Experience 350s, and a mic.
Hi Mike, hi.
You might know him. So we're going to do a bit of a photo shoot with some of our merchandise. We've got a small box of stuff, a small selection at the moment to bring out for a photo shoot. Game Changers hoodies. We have this hoodie.
Did you get all my terms and conditions now? It's like
Yeah.
well too cold. No t-shirts.
But no t-shirts.
Not doing it.
Yeah.
No way.
So we're going to do a quick photo shoot on some of the new stuff. We've got 3 new hoodies.
3 new hoodies,
Hoodies,
yeah.
zip hoodies, that sort of stuff. We have t-shirts which we're not going to make you wear. We have,
Oh,
a,
yeah,
we have
no.
a restock of our jackets as well.
won't mind a
We have
jacket
a
now,
restock of the
in
jackets.
They
We
are
also have
warm
some
jackets.
garage banners. We'll show you them in a minute. You haven't seen them yet.
Seen them yet.
So that's going to be cool. They are nice. And they're bigger than the last ones. And then we obviously have all the old stuff. We've got the hats that I'm wearing, Blaine's wearing.
Covering the COVID lockdown here, yeah?
Yeah, this. No, I'm not showing it. As I said, we're not going to subject Mike to the torture of t-shirts. You can see the amount of layers he's already wearing
like an
underneath
onion,
this.
Hey, listen, is it obvious I'm wearing 6 sweaters?
So, yeah, let's get some photos.
Secretly making myself taller on the bottom foot.
So,
Do you know what something I've learned about this hoodie? Another unbelievable feature. If you're in a drift car, you happen to be just drifting and your window is down, throw your arm out the window and celebrate. And everyone knows you're wearing a drift car.
it's all about showing off.
I'm not showing off. 90% of drifting is showing off. Like, so what else is new?
Right, banners.
Oh, I love a good banner.
Well, there's the Games Changers hoodie, which we like that.
That's nice.
pretty cool.
Is that Josh?
No, that guy looks like he had a brain at one point.
Yeah, true.
Had,
Oh, yes.
That wasn't as
Spectacular call. Keane missed that one up now. Messed up big. Oh, something down Keane. Oh, that's class.
Oh yeah.
Such a cool logo.
Oh, yeah, there's like three
Yeah, there's
logos
3
now.
logos and one in the centre. I like that now. Grey is nice. I like that. That would look great in every garage around Ireland, in my opinion. Do you know the best thing about it? If you're going to a football match and you don't like football, you know, you can kind of wear it like this, like just walk around and support Drift Games, and everyone's like, "Who's Drift Games?"
You're gonna go get
"They're lads." We're definitely incorporating this like into a photo, Keane, yeah?
Right.
That is majestic AF. You're meant to be a model, come on.
Just do a panel beater / model.
Do you think maybe if we just put a string on it, we could make it into a Drift Games kite?
Look like a good spoiler here, that wouldn't it?
Actually, yeah, open it.
See, this is how it works in Drift Games. We just come up with things on the fly.
I'll hold this.
You hold that there.
You do that.
Blaine, you grab that side
I'll
of the
hold
flag.
here, yeah.
Right, so we want to tuck it in just below the Drift Games, bring it down a bit more. Right, Keane, closer. And we just rip the flag.
Go on.
In my head, that was going to not be upside down and kind of stay like this. And then, you love 350s?
Bring it for a spin there and see if it f***ing, like flies behind it. If it flies behind it, Mike drives it anyway. And the flag was never seen again.
Specifically kind of said, oh no, we won't be doing any drifting with this car.
They're great strong flags, lads. I'm telling you. Every drift car should have them at the back.
Now, I have an idea. We were going to actually sell this one. This was going to be going back in for sale. But I think
this should be mine.
I think we should give it away.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
If
you
we're
Mike right?
going to give it away, there needs to be a lot more tyre smoke on it.
So we're nearly at the end of this episode.
Okay.
So let's decide how we're going to give it away. And then we're going to leave it in a plume of smoke.
Yeah, leave it in a plume of smoke and just
So what does somebody have to do? They've got to make sure they're subscribed.
put money in my bank account. No. Can we do that?
No. Make sure you're following us on Facebook,
100%.
Instagram, and you're subscribed on YouTube. You've got to do those.
Definitely have to be subscribed
Definitely.
on YouTube. 100%.
Okay. Comment below on this video.
No, not just any comment.
No, no.
Honest Johnny coming out.
What do they have to write?
They have to make us laugh out loud. That you have to sit in your house, and I have to sit in my house, and we actually have to burst out loud laughing.
You have to tell us in the funniest way possible why you deserve this flag.
200-word essay. Send it to Adam at Drift Games. This is the official I've been wrecked in Mondello during lockdown flag.
You're getting this one. The flag that shouldn't have been put in the boot, tire smoke all over. But you look, why not?
Makes for a good photo, doesn't it?
Yeah. Before we let Mike leave in a plume of smoke, that is our new merch range. We've got 3 new hoodies. We've got, I think, 2 new t-shirts.
2 t-shirts.
We have the banner. We have a restock of the jackets. We still have all the hats.
Yeah.
We still have some of this range left. Some different sizes on sale.
Some Hoonigan Gas Monkey just restocked out and he came in here this morning.
We
lots of it, lads. We have it all.
Have it all. So shop.driftgames.life. Grab the link in the bio. Thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget, drop a comment. Let us know why you deserve this.
Yep.
Make sure it's funny. Make sure you're following us on all the channels. Now, Mike, do the honors. Go.
It's a great day for the parish.
It's alright, he's still alive.
That good enough?
Done.
Done.